Okay, y'all, so we're going to do a reading on Krishan. So I've been wanting to speak on this, like on certain things that I've been saying in the media for a minute, but I just didn't, I just sat back and watched, to see how shit was going to play out for real. I don't have like a bad opinion of her or anything like that. Do I think that she's young? Yes. Do I think that she still has room to grow? Yes. But I just want to try to get some clarity for the people who, watch her and see like a lot of the things that's been going on. Hopefully this actually reaches her and it can like help her. I don't know what's going to come out. I don't know, I'm going to just, freehand it, but it's just a lot. And it's just sad to see like somebody going through that. Like somebody, it's just sad to see like all women like just going through that. Like, I don't know, like what they be going through. Like it's certain celebrities, like I did a celebrity reading on Cardi B like years ago. It's certain celebrities that I like for real. I ain't gonna say yeah. I certain celebrities that I fuck with for real. I like that energy. And they be going through shit, and I just want to see what the fuck is going on. So we're going to just see what's going on. So I'm going to pull her overall energy first, like what she currently going through, what she currently dealing with, and then we'll talk about other aspects of her life, okay? Okay, well, these look good. Okay, so she basically trying to thug it in there. I feel like, so she basically been through a lot of shit, okay, pretty much, okay? Bruised, broken, okay? Very burdened. I feel like she's almost at her breaking point. She hasn't broken yet. Like, she's still in here. She still feels like she has a dog in the fight. So whatever it is that she's dealing with right now is like weighing down a lot on her. It's almost unbearable, but she's sticking in there. She's getting through it, wounds and all, okay? So it looks like, something surrounding her work. She's putting a lot of work in. She's doing a lot, okay? Working a lot, okay? She's trying to gain the stability, okay? For her and her family, okay? For her and her kids. She's trying to collaborate with people, okay? In order to gain the stability here. She has other people working with her, okay, as y'all know. But I'm just reading what I see here. So she has other people working with her, trying to help her gain the stability. It's like she's like this, I wouldn't say this is the sole provider, but this is just like the one who feels like everything is on their shoulder. Like the one that feels like the weight is on them, okay? To carry like stability and stuff like that. But she wants to be very successful, okay? And she's working, it looks like she's working, like putting forth the effort in order to do that. So she's continuously working. So I feel like whatever she's doing, she's working. So that could be basically like her putting her shit out in the media or just posting shit, staying relevant in the media. That's her grinding and working, okay? Because people is tuning into that. So we do have something here from the past here. She got people that she relied on, people that she knew, like people that she'd been growing up with and stuff like that. People that she know, okay, that's working with her, helping her with her stability, okay? So that could be like her support system and stuff like that. So even though like currently she's feeling like she's ready to throw in the towel or give up or whatever, it's like she sacrificed a lot. She sacrificed so much and went through a lot here, but she's still going through it. Like she's still in the fight, for real. And she's putting a lot of work in because what she's trying to do is build the stability for herself. Like, she could feel like, it just seemed, I wouldn't say like soul provider, but it seemed like she the one that feels like she has to provide for, like, her family. So, like, she's the rock. So, this is like the rock of the family, or the person who, like, carries the family, stability-wise. Like, this is the person who you would call for money. Like, you know, who, if you was down bad or whatever the case may be, you would call this person because you know that they got you, or whatever the case may be. Okay, let's cut these cards out. Okay, yeah, she working on money. She working on getting her money up, working on getting her abundance of money up. You see it. This is what she's working on. She's putting forth this effort here in order for her to get her money up. Because, like I said, she has a lot of people riding on her, okay, to take care of. That's what I'm looking at. It's like she's like the sole provider. It's not like I'm not saying she's the sole provider, but this is probably how she feels. Like, everybody's leaning on me. Everybody's calling me for this. Everybody is looking at me for this. You know, type shit. Okay, so a very rare person. Yeah, so she was put in a position here. Okay, so she is a very rare person. And that's probably another reason why I was, like, drawn to her. Not only is she from the same place I'm from, but that's probably another reason why, like, people like her, they don't... There's not a lot of people like her as far as, like, entertainment-wise. Like, as far as, like, their personality or, like, them being able to, like, succeed in, like, show business or whatever the case may be. Like I said, Cardi B was another one. Like, it's their personalities. You see what I'm saying? Like, they give a lot, but it's like they have surrounded people around them that can bring them down, that can turn them apart, different things like that that alter their influence them to do certain shit or whatever. But, like, she's a very rare person. I kind of feel like this is definitely something that she was destined to come into. Like, this is a calling for her. This is definitely some type of calling for her, okay, for her to have. So she knows how to get to the bag, or she know how to keep the bag or get to the bag or whatever. This is what she's doing. She's grinding, okay. She's very rare, okay, a very unique person. I'm sure a lot of people will agree with what I'm saying here. But she's a very rare person. Like I said, she's the one that people calls, like, go to for support or for this or that or whatever. Like, that's the person you'll call when you down bad or when you need something, or this is how she feels, like, or this is what she's trying to establish, like, within her house, within her family, or something like that. Okay, so the main person here. So she's working with people, collaborating with people, but she's the main one. Like, she's the center. You see what I'm saying? She's the center, the main chick. Okay, the center of everything. Now, this could also be in reference to her relationship with whoever she's with. Like, say if she's dealing with somebody and that person is, like, dealing with other people or whatever the case may be, it's like she's the main one in their life. You feel me? Like, even though they may have other people or whatever the case may be in the background, she's like the main one that, you know, that's relevant pretty much. But I feel like this has something to do with like her working, like collaborating with people and stuff like that. So this could be like her this could be like her you know, like her collaborating with like her networks, different networks and stuff like that. And it's like she's the star, like she's the main one. Like, it's not that she's the main one, because it's other people like supporting people in the background, but she's the one that brings the character. You see what I'm saying? She's the one that's the rare one out of the bunch. Like, she has that something extra, that something that nobody else really can do, or whatever the case may be. And it brings in fucking hella money. Okay, abundance of money as well. But even though it's like she working, it's like even though she collaborate with people, or she got other people like helping her, whatever the case may be, as far as like this financial shit or trying to provide for everybody, it's like she could be the main one that's bringing in the most. You see what I'm saying? Like, they saying her baby father is locked up, I know, but even though her baby father locked up right now, it's like she the one that she feels like everything's falling on her. Like, she has to be the provider because he's not around or something like that. He can even rely on her at times financially or whatever the case may be. And this could be why that's a lot of pressure on her, but she's still sticking in there and doing it. You know, she's not giving up yet. She still feel like she got a dog in the fight. So she ain't throwing in the towel. So regardless of what people were saying about her on the internet, she ain't really giving a fuck really about that, but we'll see. But mostly it just look like she focusing on finances and trying to collaborate with people and stuff like that. I feel like when she do collaborate with people, she do tend to feel like she is above the rest, or, you know, but because of her personality, or because she feels like she does a lot or whatever, like she feels like she's the only one bringing something rare and unique to the table. Like, it's like something like that, you know. And but when she's around other people, or when she's in like collaborations with other people and stuff, she don't, it's not that she don't see them. She do see them, she acknowledges them, she knows they're there, but it's like she's the one, like, and that's just that. Okay. I guess that's, I guess it's good to have like that type of mentality in some cases, or whatever the case may be. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we have separation. Well, this is really divorce, but yeah, it's like separation here. So this could be surrounding her child's father, or whatever the case may be, and people that she knew from childhood. Okay, this could be people that she knew from childhood. This could be other people that got into the situation of her life, or whatever the case may be. Look, supportive is at the bottom of the deck. Like, she had a lot of support, or she could have been supported, or she had a lot of support that was supporting her, or whatever the case may be. But it's a lot of people that she had separated from, childhood friends, different things like that, that separated her. And I kind of feel like when her and her child's father had split up or broke up, or whatever the case may be, that actually could have had like damaged the child in some type of way. But yeah, it kind of like, it's just separation for me. Like, it's just separation. So she went through this separation pretty much, okay? Separated from, like, her child's father, her people that she knew from the past due to other people getting in the way of the connection. So another reason why, like, her and her child's father could have separated or something like that here is because, like, it was other people in the way, whatever the case may be. Even though it was, like, other people in the background, okay? Like, Even though it was like other people in the background that this man could have been like dealing with or, you know, talking to, or whatever the case may be, she always been like the main one. Okay? But she has support behind that. She had a lot of support behind her. So let's get into actually, you know what? I'm going to leave all this out. So let's get into, okay, the first thing I want to get into is her situation with her baby father. Okay. So they on a break right now. Okay, resting. So the situation is pretty much on pause with her and her baby father right now. Okay. So with this page coming out, I feel like she be trying to support him or trying to do something for him, but right now I don't feel like she had like a lot to give him or support him with or something like that. I kind of feel like finances could have pretty much dried up since her and her baby father had went on a break. Okay, so remember, the goal that she's trying to reach or what she's feeling is that she's trying to be in the position where she can provide for a lot of people, where people come to her for support and provide, or this is what they're already doing. But now she's currently in a position where she can barely, you know, make ends meet or have enough to give in the situation here. And it can have a lot to do with because her and her baby father went on a break or something like that. Yeah, but they're not together though. So she's independent. She's doing it. She's handling it. Even though the situation ended between her and her child's father, I feel like she's taking it. She's doing it. She's, you know. Yeah, but we have a burden. So she's doing it. You know, she's burdened. She's really burdened. She's putting on like a happy face on the outside for people. Like everything is so good. Everything is so happy. Everything is so content and different things like that. But deep down, like in the inside of the situation, is really a burden for her. And I kind of feel like this was after, this all could have definitely took place after the separation. Like she was putting on a happy show, but really it was just too much for her really to handle. Okay, so we have the grandma in reverse. Okay, so I feel like with this Four of Swords and this grandma in reverse, I feel like somebody could have had gave her, I feel like somebody could have had given her like some type of advice or something like that, like about a situation dealing with her child's father when he had separated or something like that, or to go on break. But I feel like she didn't take that advice or something like that. Like an elder, like it has something to do with like an elder. Yeah, fingers. So they was blaming each other for shit. So it's like what she was, I kind of feel like something that was going on here wasn't wise. Something that she did with this decision, or why her and her child's father is why they took a break, or why they not dealing with each other, or whatever the case may be. It wasn't like a wise decision, but I kind of feel like somebody, like one of her elders or elder that was surrounding her, like an older woman that could be like a grandma or something like that. She wasn't like listening to them, or she wasn't like listening to them or whatever. What was coming across was somebody that was like pointing fingers at her, blaming her, saying it's your fault, this, that, third, blah, 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 type shit. Okay. So yeah, definitely an elder had gotten between the situation and was like blaming her for shit. Like, it's your fault this happened, it's your fault that happened, you did this, you did that. Like, pretty much blaming her for shit that went down. Okay, y'all, these cards keep falling. Hold on, let me get this one. Okay, so it says we were happy. Okay, we were happy. So I kind of feel like when she was when her and the child's father or whatever was, you know, before they broke out or whatever, before like they barely had much, you know, much money, or before they broke out and had a whole lot of money or whatever the case may be here, it's like they was happy at that time. I feel like she was giving her all. This is at the time when she barely had any finances or any money or anything like that. She was a little bit younger, you know, a little bit younger or whatever, but it's like this was during that time frame, and they was happy. She felt happy. So if y'all want to know if she really did love her baby father, she did. Like, she felt like they was her happiest when they barely had a lot of finances or something like that here. Yeah, she felt like she was her happiest then. Like, they was really happy. It's like when she barely had anything to give to him or whatever the case may be, like, she would give him her last. Like, even if she don't really have hardly anything, like, she would like really do that if he really needed it or something like that, you know. And this is what she would still currently do. Like, she would still do this for him. Like, if he needed something from her and he asked her and she didn't really have it, she would literally fucking give it to him still, because, you know, they was happy together. Like, she was really in love with him. Shit. Here we go. These fucking cards dropping all over the place. Come on, Kashawn. Why is all the shit falling everywhere? I don't want to have to keep picking them up off the floor. Okay, so we have the teddy bear in reverse. So I kind of feel like now that she's single, now that she's independent, now that she's doing it all on her own, or whatever the case may be. It's like she became, like, since she became single, since the separation, it's like she became less lovable. Like, I feel like she became less affectionate with people. Now, she's a Pisces, okay? Now, I know a lot from Pisces, okay? My whole fucking family is Pisces. My mother is a Pisces. My father is a Pisces. My brother is a Pisces. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with Pisces. So I know how they motherfucking operate in their brain, okay? As far as, like, all that affection and love and shit. Like, they definitely have, like, a lot of love and a lot of affection to give, or whatever the case may be. But I kind of feel like when she became single, and this is specifically from her child's father, when her child's father became single, it did something to her. Like the separation. Like, it made her less... not to say it made her less, but she just became less, like, affectionate, like, less cuddly, like, less somebody that you would want to snuggle up next to or whatever, probably because of, like, the attitude that she was giving off, probably because she had to portray, I mean, not to portray, but she had to be, like, a sole provider, like, independent, you know, she was standing on her own during this time frame, because, mind you, like, she had him working with her, but the separation took place, you know, so now she has to get it on her own now and still be able to provide. And it's like, since she just became less, like, lovable, or less, it just did something to it. It changed her a little bit, like, as far as, like, when it came to her, the way that she interacts with men, if I should say. Yeah, no longer interested. Like, it just made her feel, she started to feel, like, less lovable, or less, like, she started to be, like, no longer interested in different relationships, or being, like, loving with somebody. Like, she will be in a relationship with them, but she's not going to be all in a relationship with them, if that makes sense. Like, her baby father, that's the one that she did that shit with. So she'll be in a relationship with somebody, but she's not going to give them what she had gave him, if that makes sense. He's going to be the only one that gets that. Okay, whatever y'all see him give to him, all that love, all that devotion, all that passion, you know, I'll do anything for you, nigga. We'll jump off a motherfucking bridge together into the ocean, like, type shit. Like, I'll run to the end of the world type shit for you. She's not going to do this shit for nobody else. Okay, and I also feel like, you know, this could have been the energy that he was giving her. You know, like, he didn't want her anymore, like, he was rejecting her, making her feel like he wasn't interested anymore, okay, making her feel like he didn't want to be around her anymore, like, cuddling with her, like, touching her, and different things like that. So I kind of feel like those were the things that, and that all, like, changed her, like, that played a role in, like, how she views, like, relationships and men that she interact with. So she'll interact with a dude, but she ain't doing all that shit that she was doing for that dude, like she was doing for this one. If that makes sense. Okay, yeah, pretty much. Okay. So she's burdened now. You know, she feels burdened by the whole situation. Because the situation that she once looked at as rare, so we have the diamond. So y'all know where this diamond comes from. It comes from the movie Titanic. So that was like a really rare jewel. Like, the motherfuckers went inside the ocean just to find this damn diamond. And the lady in the movie, she threw that bitch overboard. Like, the fuck, this shit is just that, you know? Like, it's just her heirloom, her memory, her this or her that, right? But she looked at him like he was her prized possession. Like, her prized diamond. Like, blue. Look, it's actually literally fucking blue. Okay? Like, she started to feel a burden, or she started to feel a struggle because of blue. Like, she loved him so much. She cherished him. Like, this is what I'm saying. And he could have had rejected her, or made her feel like she wasn't wanted, or whatever the case may be. Even though he was dealing with other people, she still figured that she was the one. Like I said, like, she don't look at it like other people is I want to say other people is beneath her, but she just holds like high confidence within herself. She does at times. Like, for the most part, her confidence is very high in herself as far as how she feels about herself and different things like that, for the most part. But she charged him like he was a rare diamond, and he ended up walking over her as a doormat. So this is the things that she's like feeling and struggling with, okay? Like, when it came to her relationship with her child's father, she just felt like he was walking over her. He was getting away with a lot of shit. She was letting a lot of shit slide. Shit like that is going on, right? So now we talk about how she felt about her baby father, or whatever the case may be. You know, them going back and forth with each other, blaming each other for shit, or being put blame for stuff. But she was happy with him. She loved him. She would do anything for him. She felt like he was rare, you know. But she and see, whoever this grandmother energy, this could be his mother. Okay, or whatever the case would be. His mother could have been the reason why they went on a break or something like that. But somebody wasn't listening to this person. Okay, this person, they didn't listen to this person, or they wasn't agreeing with who this person was. And this person is a wise person. Like, I always look at like grandmas as like wise or whatever, but they didn't really listen to that person, and they was being blamed for shit. Okay, either this person was the one that was doing the blaming, or they didn't listen to that person and they was blaming each other for shit. But nonetheless, this is how she feels about her child's father, or just like a little brief synopsis of what's going on there. Now, let's see what's going on with her and the situation with the child. Okay. So, everybody's been talking about the child, saying that the child, hold up, y'all, gotta take like a little mini. But everybody's been saying like the child, is disabled. They've been saying that the child has, so basically, before I finish up what I was saying, because she felt like it was a burden in the situation, because she devoted herself to somebody, she treated this person as her, like a rare gem. Like, she treated this man like it was a rare gem. And say blue right there. Like, literally, it's a blue diamond. Like, y'all can see that shit. And she feels like, you know, he walked over her, or he treated her a certain kind of way. That could have actually triggered like some type of depression or something like within her, or whatever the case may be. And even like I said, for the most part, she holds herself up to a high confidence, or whatever the case may be. But like I said, to the people, she makes everything seem like everything is cool, everything is okay, you know, everything is fine, chippery, whatever the case may be. But it's just under the scenes, you know, it's some shit going on that she didn't really like take care of or deal with, like, within. But she put it a good front to people, and that's pretty much like how you gotta be. You know, I do that same shit. Like, if I'm if I'm going through some shit, I don't want everybody to really know, like, that I'm going through that. So when I'm, you know, when I'm in front of people, I'm going to be like, oh, shit is cool. This is good. I'm going to try to push through it the best way that I can, you know, to try to, you know, for people to see that I'm still got a smile on my face or everything is good. Because once they start seeing that shit ain't good or whatever, motherfuckers will prey on that shit and you'll be vulnerable. And this could be like how she felt in her connection with this, her baby father or whatever. You know, like she would do anything for him. They was happy at one point. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you know, we ain't together no more. You don't want to touch me no more. You're not interested in what I got going on no more. Or this could have been her take to him. You see what I'm saying? But it just seemed like shit just fell apart here after she treasured him, you know, like a prized possession. And that all could have triggered, like, why she was smoking and drinking during her pregnancy. Now, let's talk about the pregnancy before we actually start talking about the baby. So, what I was going to say is that people... So, this is my personal opinion. So, I'm going to say my personal opinion, then I'm going to read what we see in the cards. But my personal opinion is that people talk about the baby, saying that the baby is this, the baby has disability, the baby can't walk, the baby can't do this, can't do that. Okay, so I feel like during the time when she was pregnant or whatever, that affects, like what she was doing while she was pregnant, it did affect the baby's development. Like as far as like him being able to be on the same page as other babies, right? But the fact that the baby is in this world, that shows how good God's love is. Like, I feel like her baby was a way for her to pivot and like change direction, okay? To show that you do have somebody that loves you. Even when a man who she loves and cherishes so much walks all over you and does X, Y, and Z to you, or, you know, puts you in situations that you don't really want to be in, you can always look at this baby and say, this is the one that loves me. You know, this is the one that I have to be there for. This is the one, this is my love. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do everything that I can to, you know, take care of this being that I love. You know, this being that I created. So that's how I pretty much feel about the whole situation with that. I do feel like she do love her child. A lot of people say that she don't. She just, you know, abandon her child and leave him, dump him here, dump him there, whatever the case may be. But like I said, what she's trying to do is provide. You know what I'm saying? So if she has to work constantly, she's working 24/7. She's working around the clock. Everything that she's doing, everything that she's posting, that's her fucking work. That's what she's doing. You know, everything that she's putting out for posting and all that, she's working. Okay, don't make it seem like she just posting just to fucking post, or she's just doing shit just to do shit. No, every time she do a post, or every time she come online and say some shit to us, or see, I don't catch them in her live streams. I only see like what gossip blogs say and stuff like that, but I don't really believe what they say. I have discernment, so I can look at a person and I can listen to the shit that she actually say based off of what they say, whatever like videos they post of her going live and stuff like that. And I have discernment, so I can see people like all the way through. Like I see through bullshit, I see through this, I see through that, or whatever the case may be. So my overall opinion of her, like, she's not a bad person. This is the reason why I'm doing this reading for her, because she's actually one of the entertaining celebrities that I do like. You know, like, I liked watching her on Baddies. You know, the reason why I started watching Baddies was literally because of her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because of the first season of Baddies or the second season. I don't even know how many fucking seasons they had before she got on there, but I do know that I went back to the season that her ass was on there, and I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the season that I started watching it on, when she was on there. And then I started watching it after that. Now, I'm not going to get on the show here or there, but, you know, the show is the show or whatever. But it's more entertaining when she's in the picture, if I can say. And I'll speak more on that in a little bit. But It's more entertaining when she's in the picture. But I can see people, she's not a bad person. She's just a person who has been broken. She's a person who had needs, she's a person who's trying to get out here on her own, her, the support that she do have around her is kind of like, I don't know, we'll get into all that, but from what I can see, it looks like the support is here or there, sometimes she got it, sometimes she don't. So if she's taking the baby with her to different places that, she's being paid to be at or being paid to stream at or whatever the case may be, she's going to do it because, she needs to get the money. Her child's father isn't locked up. He probably need her to help him out. And then she needs to support her and her child while they out and stuff like that. So it was a lot with that. And so that's probably how she's looking at it. That's why she's taking a baby everywhere. And stuff like that. But I just feel like she's just a person who needs, as she grow, as she mature more, she'll start making moves that's more better for her and her child, pretty much. Yeah. And she can actually make a movie later on off of her fucking struggle. Like, girl, if you do watch this and you make a movie off of your whole fucking struggle that you're going through, you better let me know, okay? Let me know. Shit, put my fucking daughter in that movie because her little ass can act. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But because I feel like her life, like the way that she's going right now, like she can make a movie off that shit. I ain't gonna lie. And I would sit and watch that motherfucker. For real. But she has to have the growth part first, She has to have the growth. So, and that's pretty much what she's doing. Like, about the age that she is now, that's the time when you make mistakes and you learn from those mistakes. Some people you can give advice to and they'll instantly take the advice. And some people have to actually go through the motherfucking trenches in order to get that fucking, in order to understand where they went wrong and different shit like that. So, some people is hard-headed, some people is not. It's just all in the way people are. But nonetheless, the important thing is that they get the lesson and that they grow from it. That's pretty much that. So, let's get into her pregnancy. So let's see how she was feeling or what she was going through throughout the pregnancy. Okay, so we have a Page of Swords coming out. Two of Swords. Queen of Swords. A lot of swords through her pregnancy. Wow. She was doing a lot of thinking. A lot of uncertainties. Ace of Swords. A lot of swords for her pregnancy. While she was in her pregnancy, strength. But the whole time she stayed strong. So she carried this baby. So she knew that, she had to stay strong. So it was a lot of things that was breaking her throughout this pregnancy. And that's what everybody can see. And a lot of people criticized her a lot, but she stayed strong throughout the whole situation. She stayed confident. She stayed strong, even though it was times where she felt like she wanted to break. Like she felt like she was uncertain of a lot of certain things. She stayed strong throughout the whole thing. So let's talk about it. So we have this Page of Swords. So of course, she has a lot of eyes on her. A lot of people watching her. Um, a lot of people trying to figure out shit about her, during this time. She's under the public's eye. So she was with her child's father. Okay. So this is just talking about her while she was dating her child's father, her being in the public's eye. This is around the time where she found out that her child's father could have been dealing with other people, or she could have found out something about her child's father, like messing around with other people or giving something to somebody else. That could have been like a breaking point for her. Yeah, and he lied about it. So in the beginning of her pregnancy, or I guess when she found out that she was pregnant, or whatever the case may be, she found out that the child's father was talking to somebody else. It say Tinder dating app. He could have been on the dating app, okay, or whatever, but I don't know if he found somebody on the dating app. But she found, this could be like social media, DMs, let's just say DMs messages, because it's like text messages or whatever the case may be. So she found out like messages and stuff that was going back and forth between her and her child's father, somebody and her child's father, or whatever the case may be, and the person lied about it. Okay, her child's father lied about it. This was like at the very beginning of her pregnancy. So like I was saying, she was already feeling something with her child's father. Like she would give everything to him, do anything to him, and he was walking over her or making her feel like a doormat. This is how she was feeling. But then she got like confirmation or something that she seen that he was like talking to somebody else or sliding to other people's DMs or whatever the case may be, and he lied about it or something like that. Yeah, I guess they had, whoever the person was that he was talking to, they had met at, they met through like a shoot or whatever the hell he do for work, like whatever he into. Like I know he into like celebrity stuff or shoots and acting and all that shit. So whatever he was doing, whatever job he was doing or whatever, he could have said that it was for work or something, or this could have been her. This could have been something that he found out from her. But whatever the case may be, it's like they saying that it was for work. It's only a work thing. It ain't shit. This and the third or whatever. So he lied, just blamed like, oh, that's just somebody I work with or whatever the case may be. So we have side piece. Yeah, so this is what basically took place during her pregnancy. She felt like she was a side piece, or she was just unsure because of something that she had found out. So during the actual pregnancy, he was dealing with other people or something like that here. And this is what she was pretty much contemplating here. That could have been the reason why she was drinking, why she was in depression and stuff like that. Because, and then I did see like a clip of her online where she was talking about she wanted to get rid of the baby and this and the third when she was pregnant. And it was basically because he was messing around with other people and lied to her about it. And after she would do anything for him and stuff like that, she didn't want nothing to do with the baby, but she stuck in there and held the baby, carried the baby, like that. And, it was other people in the side, other people in his ear, or other people in her ear. Okay, but basically it was like a side person. So she felt like during her pregnancy she couldn't get through to him because he was making her feel like a side piece, or making her feel less important, making her feel less like he valued her for real. Like, it just made her feel like she was the side piece in the situation. Like, I think he could have been, I think I seen something about him dealing with her, his other child's mother or something like that. Like, didn't he, like, propose to her or some shit? I don't know. Some crazy ass shit was going on with him. But he was dealing with other people, and she was questioning him about it because, you know, she put her all into the shit with him pretty much. And that's pretty much it. Like, this is what sparked, like, this is what she was dealing with during her pregnancy. So she was really stressed out dealing with him and his antics and, you know, go back and forth within herself or whether or not she wanted to keep the baby and stuff like that due to that. But, you know, she was thinking about her money. You see what I'm saying? She was thinking about her money here. Even though she was put in this position with this Two of Swords, where it caused like a stalemate between her and her child's father, and it put her in a place where she was in the background, like she wasn't his main person anymore or something like that here, or she wasn't like the main one that he wanted anymore. She was still more so like, I gotta get this money. Like, I'm still thinking about the money. I still have like my family that I have to provide for, or she's still thinking about getting money, okay? Through all of this. So this is a lot. That's why I said she was thinking a lot. So she really was like weighing her options or trying to see like how she was going to go about it. And at the same time, she was really emotional because she was pregnant and different stuff like that. Okay, hold up. I gotta, okay, so because of these nails. But we have this dude as a straight clown. It came out in reverse, okay? Clarifying this Queen of Swords energy. So even though she wanted to turn her back on him or she didn't want to deal with him, she was definitely having attitude issues or attitude problems dealing with him or whatever the case may be. She could have been like saying, yeah, he a clown, he this or that, or blah, blah, blah. You know, but ultimately she knew like the logical decision was to still try to like stick in it with him. Okay. Yeah, ultimately she knew like the logical decision was to stick in there with him, even though she was being irrational or whatever the case may be. She knew that this was the right decision to just stick in there with him. You know, so she wasn't really focused on her actual pregnancy, if that makes sense. It looks like the whole time while she was pregnant, she was focusing on him and focusing on shit that he was doing to her or outlashing on her emotions when it came to him. So she wasn't really focused on the actual child that she was carrying inside. If that makes sense. That wasn't her focal point at the pregnancy. It was more so of her focusing on him, the child's father. Okay. Okay, card falls again. Here we go. And it came out in reverse. What is it? Okay, met at the hospital. So he didn't even come to the hospital or something? Okay, so I kind of feel like when she actually decided, you know, when she actually decided that when she was having a baby, or whatever the case may be, this could be like when the baby first came, or whatever the case may be, when she actually decided, I don't think that he was even at the hospital, or she didn't tell him that she was having the baby at the hospital, or some shit was going on around this time frame, and it's like he wasn't going to like her doctor's visits, or I think that she started to gain clarity about the whole situation during her pregnancy. Like she was focusing too much on him instead of focusing on her actual pregnancy, like the doctor's visits and stuff like that. Like it don't look like she made like some of the visits on time. Like don't you know like how when you pregnant you don't know, but you have like certain doctor's visits that you gotta make all the time. Like your 1 month checkup, your 2 month checkup, your this month checkup, you know, throughout your whole pregnancy and shit. And she didn't make all her appointments like that. He wasn't like present at all of her appointments like that. And I feel like this is when she started to really get the clarity and the gist of what was really going on with her relationship with him. Like she was worried and stressing about him so much. And it was just really causing her to be unhealthy, like throughout. And this is her mental like state and emotional state, you know, dealing with him. That it caused her to seek like proper care. Like not to say that she didn't get any care or anything, but she wasn't like on time with it. Like she went to the doctor, she got seen by doctors, she got treated by them throughout the pregnancy, but she wasn't like at each appointment at the scheduled mark that, you know, you're supposed to go type shit. And I don't think that he was even present during that time either. Like he could have maybe went to 1 or 2, if any, if that's what I'm picking up. I don't feel like he was there consistently throughout the pregnancy at the doctor's with her every pregnant visit and shit like that. But this is the moment of clarity that she realized. You know, this is when she realized that she's stressing too much about what's going on with him during her pregnancy. And that's the reason why she was drinking. That was the reason why she was smoking. It don't really excuse it, but this is what she was acting out. This is the way that she chose to do it. Yeah. Because we have met at the doctor's in reverse. So it's like minimal doctor's visits that she went to. Yeah, and regarding the child. And I kind of feel like she would call him and be like, I'm having a doctor's appointment. I want you to come, or whatever the case may be. And she was hoping that he would show up, but he probably didn't ever show up, or whatever the fuck the case may be. You see what I'm saying? So she would call him and talk to him and let him know, you know, like, this is going down, what that's going down. But he would be like, no, or he can't make it, or some shit like that was going on. And this is like in regarding that child. So now that we see like what her emotional state was and her emotional state and stuff, but she stayed strong throughout the whole thing, you know. Strength card. You know, even though all this was going on, she felt like she was being strong in the situation, even though she was like acting out in public. Now, let's talk about, let's see what her energy was, or what her mind, where was her heart and her mind space at when after she had the baby. So, we know where she was before she had the baby, when she was dealing with her child's father, while she was pregnant with the baby. Okay, this is just Let's see a little bit after she had the baby. So after the baby was born, let's see what's going on here. You have the Hierophant. If y'all see my hair and all that, hopefully y'all don't see me bend it down. We got the Moon in reverse. Okay, hold up. Another one flipped out. Hold up. It is flipping. 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay, 7 of Wands upright. At the bottom is the Ace of Pentacles. So it looks like she was just focusing on rebuilding herself, gaining some type of opportunities. She was just rebuilding herself, trying to get some type of opportunities going, trying to get a money bag going. Okay, this is after she had the baby. Okay, so shortly after she had the baby, this is the time frame that we're in right now. So we have the Hierophant here. So she definitely was like dabbling in spirituality, getting more spiritual, leaning more on spiritual, leaning more on God, leaning more on, you know, just spiritual for real, seeking spiritual counseling, spiritual knowledge and different things like that. A lot of things that she was dealing with or going through, they was exposed, okay? A lot of things that she was trying to hide or, you know, keep hidden within herself or whatever. Like I said, she was put in the front to the public that everything was all good, but it really wasn't. And then everything just kind of like hit like that. But things was being revealed to a lot of people here. And I kind of feel like when certain shit was revealed to the people, it could have had like knocked her off her square for real. Like people was praising her and putting her on the pedestal at one point in time. But then that energy started to revert itself. Like people weren't like praising her anymore and different things like that. She wasn't being put on a pedestal. She wasn't being seen as the way that she was trying to portray to everybody, as far as like her, like everything was all peachy keen, because everything that she was trying to hide, as far as like everything being peachy keen in the situation, it just all came out, and it was just all time. Like everything happened in God's timing, so it was all just time for that to happen. And I kind of feel like during that time frame, she just put up like a lot of boundaries, a lot of blockages. She put her guards up, so she was more defensive around this time frame. A lot more guarded and a lot more defensive, and more so still focusing on, you know, different ways to get this opportunity, different ways to get money opportunities, pretty much. Taking on different this looked like small jobs. I wouldn't say like they was huge jobs, but like little small jobs here and there. Taking on little ins and outs or whatever to try to get her money, you know, back to established. Not to say that she lost money, but I feel like around this time, money could have had dwindled a lot for her, especially during her pregnancy and the things that she was going through with the child's father. And then after the pregnancy, it's like she trying to maintain that, or try to keep some type of finances going for herself and stuff. So let's see. So this is after she has the baby. Okay, Hierophant. Okay, so we have, it's about to be a bloodbath. So yeah, I felt like spiritually she was fighting battles spiritually here. We got Tank here too. Ain't that crazy? We talk about everybody from where we at and shit, and he popping out. That's divine for real. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But we have the high font spiritual energy, and then we have it's about to be a bloodbath. So she was basically like fighting herself spiritually here. She had a spiritual battle going on within in herself, and this is the reason why, you know, she not to say that she wasn't like praying before and stuff like that, but she started to lean more on God. Okay, she started to lean more on God, because she was fighting spiritual battle. Okay, pretty much, um, fighting spiritual battle. Okay, interracial relationship. So something was definitely exposed during this time about an interracial relationship. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Like I said, I don't really follow every single detail that she have going on, but some type of interracial relationship was exposed. And I kind of felt like, oh, this could have been the part when her child's father ended up getting with the his other child's mother. This could be the part when he got with the other child's mother, and she could have been like fighting. You know, this could have been like that union here with this Hierophant. Okay, this is a spiritual connection. This could be like a marriage. This is seeking spiritual counseling, seeking guidance, seeking God or whatever. But I still feel like she was under spiritual. I still feel like she was under spiritual, fighting a spiritual battle within herself. But when she found out about like this union that they had, like this marriage or whatever the case may be, that he could have had gotten into, because mind you, he's still the center. Like for some reason, okay, he is the focal point of what she has going on. I'm not even saying anything really about the fucking baby, except for like the missed doctor's appointments or stuff like that. I just see her being underneath a lot of stress throughout the pregnancy and stuff like that. I'm not really seeing like her with this fucking baby. Like, I mean, maybe that's not like what we supposed to be seeing. So I don't know. I'm just reading what I'm seeing, but this is like a little bit after she had the baby. So this is like her emotions and her feelings and how she's in a little bit after she had the baby. So this could have been like when, you know, she found out about like the marriage or her child's father with somebody else or whatever the case may be, after this interracial relationship was exposed. So it was hidden. So I think that Dave was probably trying to like keep that from her or something like that. But she was already stressed out. So it's like, it wasn't like anything that he really needed to really keep from her. But because she was already stressed out about him throughout the pregnancy or whatever the case may be. But whatever was being hidden surrounding this situation, it was exposed. Okay? Let's see what was actually exposed about this interracial relationship. And it looked like this couple was married. Like, literally. They are. They have on the wedding outfit and everything. So, you know, that came out. And I kind of feel like around that time, a lot of people wasn't, like, following her like that. Or a lot of her following could have went down. Or a lot of people didn't, like, put her up on a pedestal. Or she felt like he didn't do that. Or he wasn't putting her on a pedestal or something like that here. Okay, so we have cuffing season. So it's like no matter how much he tried to like lock her down or whatever the case may be, I feel like he wasn't really paying her any attention. So he wasn't giving her no attention during this time frame, okay, when he was with the other child's mother or whatever. Um, yeah, he wasn't giving her any attention or anything like that. So he wasn't really giving her any attention, and he wasn't really giving that child any attention. And this is after the baby is born, from what I was picking up here, or surrounding the birth of the baby or some shit like that. But he wasn't giving her any attention. You know, she didn't feel like she can cuff him anymore. Yeah, it's like she was feeling some kind of way. Her feelings, this is what I'm saying. Her feelings was just all over the place when it came to him. Like, he is the focal point of why she's acting out and doing what it is that she's doing. It's him. She shouldn't give him that much power. That's why I'm saying she's fighting a spiritual battle within herself when it comes to him. But that's something that she's fighting within herself. But she was feeling like, she just feel like she put herself out there and whatever for him. And she's all in her mind about the whole situation or whatever the case may be. Because she wasn't able to keep him or lock him down or whatever the case may be. So now she's feeling some type of way because she's not getting the attention from him that she was once getting. Even if, yeah, she wasn't really getting attention from him that she was once getting. Even if it was him walking over her, she was accepting that. But he wasn't even doing that anymore because I feel like he just completely, cut her off for some reason. Or they completely stopped dealing with each other for a short period of time or some shit like that. But this is always going on in her mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's constantly thinking about him. Okay, so we have God's favorite, and then we have fraternal twins. Okay, coming out. So this is when, like, during this time frame, I kind of feel like she just became very defensive. Okay, like I said, she had to go within, like, spiritually. I knew that I was picking up. So she had to go within spiritually. So she knows that she's highly favored. Okay, that she's favored by God, but she needed her confidence to be picked up. She needed a spiritual pick me up. She needed some type of pick me up because of what was going on, and it was like he shitting on her in front of everybody in the media or whatever the case may be. And this is her spiritual pick me up. So, like I said, she goes into prayer, she goes into spiritual, like she's fighting something spiritually within her. And this fraternal twins, this could be just like him and her. I'm gonna clarify it, but or this could be her like focusing more on the baby. Or she could have been just like more defensive. But she did become more guarded, more defensive. Okay. Started to go more spiritually. Even though she was going through whatever this is that she was going through with him. It's like she felt like she couldn't change him. Like she felt like they was one and the same. But so this is like how she really felt about him. Like she felt like she really did love him. She felt like they was like one and the same, but they was just different. Like they was just two different. Like that differences just wasn't enough to. It just wasn't enough to like sustain a connection. So, and I feel like she started to realize that, you know, and she's making you tired. She started to realize that, and like I said, and started to lean more on God pretty much because she knows that she's favorable. She knows that she always knew that she had a calling on her life, that she was always meant to be something, that she was always destined for something here, okay? But that's something that she had to get back to, like getting back to spiritual here, okay? So, yeah, listening to good music is at the bottom. So, getting back into spiritual soul, like listening to music is like refreshing to her soul, getting back into her music, getting back into doing music and doing things that's going to enrich her soul and help build her up inside. So she was doing little things, okay, to try to like build her up, build her own confidence and stuff back up after she was going through this. Because when all this shit came out in the media and he went to go deal with the other baby mother and all that shit that was going on while she was pregnant or after she had a baby or something like that here, she started to feel embarrassed, like, and shamed for even partaking in that. But she loved this man. You see what I'm saying? Like, he embarrassed her or made her feel a certain type of way in front of everybody. And she had to do a reality check to herself. Like, why the fuck am I like this in my mind? Like, why am I keep thinking about him? Like, I'm supposed to be focusing on this child right now. I'm thinking about what you got going on. I'm supposed to be focusing on this. I'm thinking about you. That's her own inner thing that she was dealing with, right? But then she goes and, you know, goes to God. Okay, get more spiritual. Start focusing on music. Start focusing on things that's going to, you know, build her soul back up, because this broke her. It did. It really did. It broke her. She didn't show it to everybody, or she probably did, but she showed it in different ways, but she probably didn't really express it like that. But yeah, this really did break the shit out of her. And, you know, then she started to look for like other opportunities, like I said, trying to find other avenues, other opportunities, or whatever the case may be, so that she can try to, you know, make money and stuff like that. Okay. So let's see some more stuff that was going on. So let's talk about the baby's first year of life. How she was feeling after she had the baby. I want to know how she was feeling about the baby. I want to see like her energy about the child. So let's see, what is her energy? Because I feel like personally that she loved the baby. I do. I feel like she do love her child. But because this is her first child and she don't really know how to maneuver around all this shit, you know, and she got all this shit going on, and she in the public eye. Not to say that that's an excuse, but that's what I see. Let's see, how is she feeling about the baby? Temperance. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, that card is all the way over there. Seven of Cups in reverse. Four of Wands. Sideways. Eight of Swords at the bottom. Okay. Just want to shuffle these up a little bit. So after she had the baby, okay, I feel like after she had the baby, okay, like I said, she was fighting something spiritually inside of her, dealing with him. So I kind of feel like that kind of brought her a sense of peace in a sense. It brought her a sense of calmness, a sense of peace, okay, a sense of balance. And I kind of feel like during this time frame, it's like she definitely stayed in prayer. She definitely kept her faith as far as like, you know, being hopeful about what's to come. You know, she felt like the baby was here for a reason. Okay, the baby was destined, you know. This is about like good luck and fortune, wealth, destiny, okay, fate. So the baby was destined. She feels like, you know, she felt a sense of relief when she had the baby. Once she started to actually, once the baby came, like things were going to balance out. Things is going to change direction. And this could have been how she felt about, you know, her situation with her child's father. Like things is finally going to turn around. Things are finally going to heal. Different things like that. You know, there would be no more options around or whatever the case may be. We have opportunities. A lot of opportunities, like she could have seen like a lot of opportunities coming about after she had a baby, or she was getting a lot of opportunities as far as like financial opportunities, or she was brainstorming about a lot of different things that she could get into, or the direction that she could move as far as like her finances, her career, you know, what's going on with the child. But overall, I feel like the child definitely like balanced her out, and she felt like it was destined for this child to come into her life. But she was kind of hoping that it would change the course of how her situation or her connection is with the child's father. Because he's still the focal point here for some reason. But yeah, she was just really deep. She has really deep emotion for him, and that's pretty much what's coming out. But she was hoping that that would like change the focal point. But if not, like she had other options, or you know, she'll be straight. She had other opportunities, or whatever the case may be. But she rarely like celebrated it. So after she had the baby, like I feel like she celebrated her baby, but she rarely, not to say that she rarely celebrated the baby, but it was like, okay. Y'all getting into this energy. I just feel like she was just stuck in a situation. Like she really was stuck. This could have been like, so her child's father, she was stuck in her mind about the situation here. So she could have had that song Devil Get Up Off Me is in my head. And then we have the devil card right here. Devil Get Up Off Me. So she could have had like the devil on her shoulder when it's trying to communicate to her. Like get into her mental or whatever the case may be. It's like this is the time where she should have been celebrating. Where she should have been, you know, relieved and happy or whatever the case may be. But then something negative just creeped up back into the situation and got into her head. You see what I'm saying? Like, some type of toxic something. So this could have been something that she's seen on social media, or this could have been some shit that somebody said, or something like that. Okay, but whatever that is that got her, it got her all in her head, and it was some toxic ass shit. Okay, people was talking about addictions. Like this is the time where she should have been celebrating, but people was like talking about like addictions and stuff like that, like you know, about her baby and stuff like that. And that was like mostly like what she was thinking about, like on her mind. As far as like his development and stuff like that, like, but this is when like people was talking about like the addictions and stuff, like her drinking while she was pregnant and stuff like that. Like this is the time when she should have been celebrating, but she could barely celebrate because people were like talking shit about her for real. But she do love the child. So she the child as a blessing. Okay, as an angel actually. Like she see him as an angel. So this is like, if she feel like she was destined to have him. Okay, so we have goofy ass bitches. So it could have been people around her, okay, saying that she was goofy or she was dealing with a bunch of goofy ass people, okay, surrounding the whole situation. She looked at everybody like they was goofy as shit or something like that, or people was looking at her as he was goofy, or it could have been whoever the man is in the situation, her man. Because we had rich man coming up, rich woman already came up, okay? But it was like a bunch of people that was like jumping on shit for money, okay? Or whatever the case may be, jumping on her for money, or just a lot of people being goofy. But she was at like a place, she felt like peaceful and happy like around her child. So people was just speaking on her child or whatever the case may be, and she just felt like they was just goofy as shit. She didn't really look at them as, she didn't really take a lot of stuff serious as far as like when people were saying about her child. That's how she feels, because she feels like her child that healed her. Her child is, you know, divine. Like she feels like her child was sent from heaven. Okay, so it's nothing that nobody can really tell her about her child as far as like development or anything like that. And everybody else around her is goofy as shit for speaking on it. Yeah. And I kind of feel like this could have been her child's father as well. Like he could have said this to her, like called her goofy, or said she was a goofy ass bitch, or whatever the case may be, goofy ass bitches or whatever. And, you know, because they was getting money or he was getting money or something like that while she was at a place of peace. Like she was just getting to a place where she was being comfortable, like within herself after she had the child, like being at peace with herself, getting into herself spiritually, you know, things like that. Wow. Okay, let's see what this Wheel of Fortune is. So we have married life. Yeah, so she thought that it would change the course of how the child's father is still coming through. She thought that it would change the course of how her child's father would see her. Okay, like it would bring them closer, like it would bring them to marriage here, okay, to where they was close again because they was once happy in a situation. Mind you, she was feeling they was once happy, and it's like she felt like this would be like the right direction, or that things was finally turning in her favor, okay. This is how she felt, like things was finally going to go in her favor, you know, things like that, as far as like with her child's father. But you know, he could have ended up belittling her or something like that while she was, you know, just beginning to get like peace within herself, or just beginning to like forgive herself for the things that she was stressed out about while she was pregnant, or whatever the case may be. That's our conversation with her and God. But you know, whatever that was, she was just starting to feel a sense of peace and balance about it, you know, and feeling okay about having a baby and different things like that, and feeling okay about being a new mother and stuff like that. So she thought that this was going to change, like, the course of how things was going to go between her and her child's father with this married life situation. Okay, they could have had, like, a family event or something. Something took place at a family event, or something happened, like, at a family event. It could have been, like, a cookout or something like that. Something that they had with the family, where the families was, like, together, like this was like a party or a cookout. I'm thinking like they was grilling this shit outside. I feel like it had to be like in the summertime, or when the weather was warm, or in the springtime or something like that hit. But she thought that this was going to change like the course of whatever this was. But a lot of people was talking shit at the time about the whole situation. So it was like a lot of people was talking about it. A lot of people was talking about the whole situation. She was the talk of the town when all this had came out, or when all this happened, or whatever the case may be, or after she had the baby. Okay? Like, she was really relevant. The talk of the town. If somebody that's only seen her as, like, a money grab, or whatever the case may be, like, somebody can get rich off of her, or some shit like that. Okay, what's going on here? I gotta take a break from this energy, y'all. After this one, I'm gonna stop this, and then we'll do part 2 tomorrow. Because there's still a lot more to debunk, like, as far as, like, this is just, like, the first bit of it, you know, like, her and her emotions, good, you know, when she was with him, and how she felt when she was pregnant, and this is a little bit after the baby. Okay, another baby on the way. So, yeah. But she was really, like, illusioned because another baby was on the way. Like I said, she thought that this was going to change the course or the direction of the fact that because she had the baby here, that it was going to change, you know, the things, whatever was going on between her and the child's father. But this looked like it was an illusion. She was really fooling herself. This wasn't going to change anything because it was another baby in the mix, like that. But she thought that things was going to go in a direction that she wanted it to go. As far as, like, after she had the baby and stuff like that, she was like, finally, you know, he'll see that, you know, I'm worthy, or whatever the case may be. Like, our child is you know, of God. You know what I'm saying? This could have been the same what she was saying, $1 million baby. Like, she felt like her baby is going to be rich. Like, not only is her baby going to be rich in flesh, he's rich in spirit. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people could have been telling her no, or her child's father could have been telling her no, or just making her feel like, I just feel like somebody was just trying to tear her down after she finally came to grips of her being a mother, and her, she finally, her seeking faith or whatever. Yeah, what up? So, that's that. And, but yeah, after the baby came, like I said, another baby on the way. She thought that it was going to change the course of how everything was going. Everybody was going to be talking about it. Whatever the case may be. It was going to change her destiny with her and the child's father. But it looked like that didn't happen. She was really fooling herself with this wishful thinking. Like, she was really hoping and wishing that would happen. But it was all an illusion. He could have been telling her shit like, oh, everything is going to be good. Once the baby came or whatever. He could have said this to her at like a cookout or a celebration or something. Something like that. But I think he was still tied to, like, not that he was still tied to, because of course he always going to be tied to like any other children, mothers that he has or whatever. But, for the rest of the time. But I don't know if he was like still like sexually involved with them or romantically involved with the other children's mothers. But he could have said some shit like things is going to change or whatever the case may be. And whatever the case may be. But she was really fooling herself when that came about. Yeah, because they started to have relationship problems after. They've been had relationship problems, but the problems, he wasn't listening to her. She had real concerns and things, so the things that she wanted to voice to him, he wasn't really listening to. And this is after the baby was born or while the baby was on the way or some shit like that. So she was really fooling herself to think that the tides would change or that he would change pretty much, as far as being devoted to her or loving her in the way that she wanted him to. Okay. Yeah, always working. So then she started to grind, So even after she had the baby, instead of sitting in the house with the baby, at home with the baby, celebrating, she barely had time to celebrate. But I feel like she celebrated in between times, like during her little small victories, like I said. But she was always working, stressing out. So this is somebody at a computer. So we know that she do like social media streaming and stuff like that. So she's always working. So this is how she felt like after she had the baby. She still had to grind. She still had to work. She couldn't really rely on the man because things wasn't going the way that she thought it was going to go. After she had the baby and stuff like that, they were still having problems amongst themselves after she had the baby. She was voicing stuff to him. He wasn't really listening. Stuff like that. And it's like, I feel like she was repeating like the same things to him several times. Like damn near screaming at his ass. Like she was getting frustrated with him. But he wasn't budging or he wasn't moving or whatever the case may be. He was just doing what he was doing. So she basically was like fooling herself or whatever. And, that caused like her to continue to have to grind or work or whatever the case may be. So as far as like her having a baby, she just felt like how she actually feels. She just felt like it would change things between her and the man, but it didn't. You know, they still had problems, so, but she still got to work to provide for her child. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much on that end. So let's talk about the child's development and how she feels about what everybody is saying in the media about her child's development and what's actually going on with the child's development and versus what's being said and stuff like that. So we have the Sun, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, the World. So these are actually all good cards. At the bottom, we have the Devil. Okay. So the Devil is at the bottom, well, close to it in the upper part. So as far as the Sun is concerned, okay, so the baby is happy, okay. The baby is happy. I kind of feel like she do love her son. Like I said, as far as the development, she has somebody that's helping her, that's supporting her financially, okay, as far as like all that is concerned. She do have like somebody supporting her. So she has like a support system or some type of team or something like that that's actually helping her throughout this whole thing with the son. We have this actual son. So she do have support, family support or some type of support system here. Okay, yeah. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is her family or her support system. This is the ones who she was looking out for, who she was, these are the ones who calls her and comes to her for things. Okay, like I said in the beginning, she was just under pressure. Like she felt like she has to be the one to provide for everybody or whatever the case may be. So this is like family support. So she do have support from her family or whatever the case may be, but that support could have ended. Okay, something could have changed within that support system or whatever the case may be. Okay, due to some type of like toxic shit. Okay, some type of addictions or some type of toxicity that took place here with this devil energy. But in the beginning, she had like support with her child. I think like she do have support. I wouldn't say like just in the beginning, but she has support as far as like development of the child. She do have people helping her with the development of him and stuff like that. So we have 2 men and 1 woman in reverse. Okay, so she was very happy at the time when it was, when the third party situation was over, pretty much, okay? Because that's when she started to get serious. That's when she started to like really put her foot down in certain instances or whatever the case may be. She gained the clarity that she needed in the situation. And she decided that she wasn't going to be in a third-party situation no more, that she wasn't going to be put in some type of third-party situation anymore, and she just decided to be serious about the situation, okay? More serious about where her life was heading, more serious about her child's development, and stuff like that. And that could be a reason why she was being like defensive to like the public and stuff when he was talking about her kid. Okay, so we got paid in full and deadbeat mother. Yeah, so she has support. People were saying that, you know, she's a deadbeat mother or whatever the case may be. But she's getting money. You see what I'm saying? She's getting a lot of money, a lot of support. Um, but this is what people were saying about this development when it comes to a child, that she's a deadbeat. But she's getting money, you know, like she's getting paid. So every time somebody say this shit, she gets paid, like, because she's being relevant or whatever the case may be. So she has a lot of, like, this is what's paying her bills because of what somebody is saying, or somebody was trying to support her and give her some type of money or something because somebody was saying she was a deadbeat. But she do have support that's helping her with the child. Yeah, haters. But whoever is saying that, they all haters here. The hills have eyes. Yeah, it's like people was like watching her. Everybody is watching her like she's being scrutinized. These are the people that's watching her. That's saying that she's a deadbeat mother and this and that and third. But she has help and she's getting paid for everything that she's doing in the media right now. So it's not a thing that she's doing. Like I said, everything that she's putting out there, she's not talking to us online for her fucking health. Like, she's going to make sure that she's getting some type of money out of it. Even if it's like a small pinnacle of money. You know, she's going to make sure she gets something out of it. Financially. But the hills have eyes. It's just like people watching her, scrutinizing her. You know, this is like small town energy. Like we all from a small town. Like everybody know everybody know everything. But she's in the media, so you know everybody is gonna know everything, and it's front page news. Like people is just hating on her. Because she's still getting money and what she's doing is working. And what they're saying is that she's a deadbeat. But she has support with her son. Her son is happy, actually, literally. Her son is literally happy. Once she stopped focusing on, this is the thing. Once, because I told you the baby father was the focal point for a long time. And her, you know, during this point of time. And I kept saying to myself as I was doing the reading, like, why the fuck does he keep being the focal point? But she's emotional. It's taking her a while to get over the man, you know. She had her first kid by him, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But once she stopped focusing on this third party energy, she was able to be like in a good, clear state of mind energy for the child, okay? So she then gave up on this third party energy with whoever this, you know, her child's father and whatever. And she became serious. You know, that's when she became serious about like the development of her child. So I feel like she was focusing on her child's development. She just didn't put that out in the media. She just let the media run with whatever the fuck they was running with. Like, she's a deadbeat, she's this, she's that. But once she was able to get over the third party situation, or stop focusing so much on it, because that was her focal point for a while, you know, throughout the pregnancy and shortly after the pregnancy and stuff. She was able to focus on the child like that. So that was pretty much how that went. So that's like her coming out of that funky depression stage. Like, what y'all seen was like her going through like a huge depression, and it was like broadcasted to everybody. But then now everybody's watching her, and they saying that she's a deadbeat and this and that. But she has support. She has support in the background from her family here. And she's just working on her music. Yeah, so we have somebody that comes from 5 to 10 siblings. So she has a lot of siblings. Okay, they could all do music with the Jackson 5. This could be something that she'd be aspiring to do, like with her family, you know, like make music or just being able to support her music or whatever the case may be. But she has a lot of siblings, a lot of family members, you know. And like I said, her family is her support system. So she got that. And this is the Ten of Pentacles. This is the family here. So she has her family here supporting her. I ain't going to put this in the deck because I just pulled it from the bottom. She has her family here supporting her while she's focused on her music. And stuff like that. Name change. So she could have changed her name, or she could be thinking about changing her name, or something like that here. Could have took place during this time frame. She could have been changing her name or trying to get some documents. Some documents changed over into her name, or get something legal or something like that here. Okay, but in the meantime, she's loving herself. Okay, she's focusing on herself. She's focusing on her child. She has some family members that support her. Like I said, it said somebody that has between 5 and 10 siblings. So she has a lot of siblings. She has a lot of family members that's helping her out. Whether y'all see that or not, they are helping her. She has a lot of siblings and stuff. And we have this loving herself. She just started loving herself, you know, after she figured out that she needed to stop worrying about him. Now she's focusing on herself and her child, okay? And these are things that she's focusing on. And now the media is talking about she's a deadbeat, she's this, she's that, you know, but she's getting paid to act that way. You see what I'm saying? She not putting all that shit out in the media like that for no reason. Like I said, she getting money off of that shit. She ain't doing none of that for no health, you know. And that could be a reason why I did see when people were saying that CPS got in the way of the situation. The reason why the child wasn't ever taken from CPS is because there wasn't no real neglect going on. From the media's end, outside looking in, that's people looking in through a screen. They're not actually inside of the place where she's recording. So if she's recording inside of a place, and I'm just being logical here. If she's recording inside of a place and she has a team of people around her, okay, y'all hear other people in the background. Y'all hear her baby in the background. There's other people always in the background, or whatever the case may be. They're there with the baby. So it's not like she's abandoning the baby or neglecting the baby. She's working. Okay, she's working now. She's always working. She's always fucking working. It's not a second that her ass is not working or that she's not taking a break. This is what I'm seeing here. Because she's always on social media. She's working all the time. Y'all always seeing her in the media saying this or saying that. That's her working. Okay, if she get in the media and sneeze, that's her ass working. Okay, because she's being relevant in the media. That's her job, you know, TV and social media and shit. And music and all that, you know, that's her fucking job. So that's what she's getting into. So she has her family. She has support system of her family here. Some documents. So this is like she could have changed her name, or some type of name could have been changed, or something surrounding some type of documents with this name change. okay, or getting some type of documents for her or whatever the case may be. But I don't know what that's about, but you know, she decided to like change her name or change her image, or this could have been her changing her image or whatever the case may be from why, because from her relationship issues. So she don't want to be just known as the one who, she don't want to be just known as the one who was messing with Blueface and he dragged her out and dogged her out and shit like that. She don't want to be known as that. So this could be like her trying to rebrand herself or trying to just show more of herself without her being in that depressive funk or that negative type of funk, or being around whatever that toxicity was that had her going in a position or acting out in the way that she was acting out. And she started to focus more on herself, love herself, and not focus on him and his third party. And she actually is taking things a little serious as far as like the baby and different things like that. But that was probably a reason why everybody kept on saying, why is TPS ain't never take that baby from her and this and the third, is because the baby is not in danger. That's why. The baby wasn't never in danger. Like, I don't know if y'all ever had CPS called on y'all before. I had CPS called on me before. And I have a feeling of who I think. Actually, I know who the fuck did it. Okay, I know exactly who the fuck did it on both occasions. CPS had came in or whatever the case may be. They come in. They check to see if the area that the baby is in good condition. That you have food to provide for the baby. That you have lights for the baby to be in. That the area is clean. That the area is, you know, well fit for a baby. Okay. They look around, they check, you know, see if the mother got any substances and shit around the baby or whatever the case may be. If the baby looks like they are healthy and they are in a good environment, they're not going to take your baby. Okay, so she had people around her, a team of people. She always had people, whether it was her brothers, her sisters, you know, her friends, you know, whoever, you know, she was who she had to sit in the background to watch the baby for a little bit. She was there. She didn't have her eyes on the baby at all times because she was working on social media. You know, that's her job. But she had people that was there in the background that would keep tabs, you know, and check the baby from time to time or be there while she's doing her shit on social media and shit. Sometimes she probably did have people there. She had to get up and go tend to the baby or whatever the case may be. But, you know, she was working pretty much with a newborn. Or an infant, we should say. A newborn infant. Or infant newborn. But she started to focus more on herself. And you can see that. She has the support. So let's see what the world card is. Okay, it didn't flip over, but we have aggressive. And then we had give him time. So with this world card, it's like she just started, a cycle was ended in her life as far as her fighting for Blueface, her trying to fight for his affection. That's pretty much what she was going through for the time being of her pregnancy, and shortly after the pregnancy is her still fighting for his affection and his love. And she closed that cycle out. She just said no more. It's time to be done with that energy, you know. And she started to focus on herself, her music, started actually really loving herself within. And that's when she started to build her confidence. So not only was she building her confidence in a spiritual way, but she was trying to build her confidence in, you know, a physical way as well. Loving herself, focusing on her child, you know, focusing on bringing abundance and finances for her and her family here. So, yeah, she started to get a little bit aggressive, you know, going back and forth with the media because the media was calling her a deadbeat and this and that. And all she's trying to do is get money. You know, all she's trying to do is get money. She has support, but everybody was saying that she's a deadbeat and this and that and there and blah, blah, blah. You know, so yeah, she started to fight back. So before she would just let people just say whatever the fuck, because she was like, oh, it'll blow over. It'll be okay. Yeah, we have an abusive child. Like, people were saying, oh, she's going to abuse her child. She's abusing her child. She thought that this was all going to blow over. Okay, like, she was like, oh, I'll give them some time. This is going to blow over, or whatever the case may be. But people kept saying that she was abusing her child, or whatever the case may be. So it was like, she decided to get aggressive on motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And then she started to clap back at the media for talking shit about her child. You know, she was letting it slide for a little minute, but then she was like, no, because it's like she's not going to continue to be a punching bag. She was already that for her child's father, so she's not going to be that for everybody else too. That's pretty much what I see here. So she ending that cycle, or she's trying to stop that cycle of that. Okay. So I think that was when she started to show like the baby more and stuff like that. Like she started to show like little clips of her and the baby more and stuff like that. But I think people were still saying she was abusing the child and shit like that. But the child is pretty much good. Like, I mean, we know that the child may have some type of issues as far as like development because he's not on the same page as other children. But if we know the reason why is because she was smoking and drinking while she was pregnant. But the child is actually healthy, like a happy child. The child isn't unhappy or anything like that. Okay, so let's see how she treats the baby behind closed doors now that we don't really see. Let's just see. Okay, 2 of Wands. The Chariot. Yeah, they always on the move. Strength card. Seven of Pentacles. So she is being patient with him as far as his development and stuff. He is growing fine. Okay, she is investing time into her child. At the bottom is the Emperor. Okay. So she is taking control of the situation. She is standing on what it is that she needs to stand on when it comes to the child. This is what we don't see behind closed doors. She is investing time into the child. Okay. She's being very strong when it comes to the child's development, very patient. Okay. She has to be the strength for this child. She is this child's backbone. Okay. And she's being patient. She's investing time into the child. Now but y'all don't see that she's doing this. But this is what she's doing, because what y'all see is a bunch of shit that she's doing to get paid. Okay? Y'all not seeing the other shit that she's doing. She is moving around. There is a lot of movement, okay, going on back and forth, okay, with the child being moved. But that's because the family is not always where she is. Family could be wherever they are, and she's in a certain place, so she got to be somewhere, and she has to, so it is a lot of movement there. But she rolling with the shit. You know what I'm saying? And she is investing time and being patient in the situation while she waiting for her money to grow. While she waiting for a lot of things that she invested into, you know, be fruitful and different things like that. And they heading in the right direction. I feel like she feels like she's taking the necessary steps, okay? She's definitely taking the necessary steps that she need to take as far as helping her child and being there for her child and stuff like that. This is what you don't see. This is the things that y'all don't see behind closed doors. Okay, a lot in common. And has mommy issues. Yeah, so she's coming to the fact that, so she is taking the necessary steps that she needs to take, okay, as far as with this Two of Wands, okay, when it comes to her dealing with the child and stuff like that. She still feels like her and her child's father may have some things in common or whatever the case may be. The child may have like some type of mother issues, whatever the case may be. This may be, you know, not all mothers are perfect or whatever the case may be. But yeah, she's changing the course of the direction now when it comes to, you know, the way that she look at her child's father. This could be him as this Emperor energy, okay? But it's like she's just taking a new direction, okay? And she's reflecting, really. You know, she has issues with her parents. She has mother issues, so she's just doing a lot of reflecting here. And a lot of things is being mirrored to her, actually. So that's pretty much where she is, like, as far as, like, development, like, within herself, or whatever the case may be. And whatever person she's getting with, or whatever the case may be, she's going to make them work for it. Like, it's not going to be easy for her. So this is what she's already, these are, like, little things that she's learning within herself. Like, these are going to be the things that somebody could have taught her, or told her, you know, before she got into these things. But like I said, some people have to go through certain shit before, you know, whatever the case may be. But now she knows not to give a person everything up front. You know, make them work hard for it. You know, if you're a prized jewel, she's starting to realize this. She's a prized jewel. She's God's favorite. She's highly favored by God. So these are the things that she's starting to realize by herself now. So don't let anybody drag you down or do X, Y, and Z. You know, as well as her trying to get through, like, her issues with her childhood trauma and issues that she may have with her mom and stuff like that. Okay, so somebody's trying to find out something here. Okay, being nosy, but I kind of feel like she moving around. So every time she go here or go there, it's like people are trying to find out, like, what's going on with the baby or this and that and the third and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? Even her child's father is trying to find out. So her and her child's father can have, like, a spiritual connection together. It could be a little bit toxic, but, and she is learning lessons from him, but nonetheless, they have some type of bond or some type of connection that nobody can break. It is not the fact that even if she didn't have the baby, they would still have this type of connection, right? He could be trying to find out what's going on with her, like where she's moving or where she's going or her whereabouts, or keeping tabs on her and stuff like that. Okay? Yeah, we have here we go again. Trying to see if she's dealing with other people or this and the third. This is what you don't see, like, behind closed doors. We have Princess and the Frog. Like, every time she kisses somebody, it's going to be a frog. You know what I'm saying? Like, a person is going to be a frog, for real. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not her right match. It's not her is not the person that she feels a spiritual connection with. Okay, and I kind of feel like this could be somebody that she's looking for as far as like a romantic type of person or whatever the case may be. But every time she finds these frogs, you know, she throw them back and let them go. Okay, but she still loved her husband. I mean, her husband. I don't know why I keep calling him the husband. But all of these are blue, and then we have I love you more. So it's like she still loved him, regardless. She still loved the child's father. She did. And you may can notice that in certain instances, like, she'll still, like, even though she be talking shit, that's her venting, or whatever the case may be, like, about everything, but she still love him for real. And stuff like that, and he still be watching her movements, or he still be keeping tabs on how she moving out here and stuff like that. Because even if they didn't have that baby together, this is what I'm feeling here. And what I'm seeing, they still have some type of like connection, like a spiritual, some type of like spiritual connection. That's not completely toxic. I mean, it's toxic in a way for both of them, but they both have to learn some shit. It's like they can learn some shit from each other. But they have to have God in the mix at all times. Like, that's just the thing. That's just the thing on that. But that's something for them to learn on their own or whatever. But, yeah. Strength. So, yeah, something backfired here. So, I kind of feel like her loyalty to somebody, or her total loyalty to a person or something like that here, with the strength card, could have had backfired and blew up in her face. Okay? Because she wasn't thinking. Okay? So, people could think that she just all beauty and no brains, or whatever the case may be. But this is her putting her trust and loyalty into people. And it's blowing up in her face, okay? Because what she does is she doesn't, not to say she don't think everything all the way through. Like, she just starting to, like, process and think everything all the way through. Like, she reacts first. So, something that she didn't think about, or she didn't think about first, okay, blew up in her face because she trusted the wrong person, or she put her loyalty and trust into somebody that she shouldn't have, and that backfired on her. Yeah, blood and water. So this could have been somebody who she's seen as family. Okay, they say blood is thicker than water here. There's definitely somebody who she's seen as family, somebody who she's seen as her family, or this could have been a family member or some shit like that here. But yeah. So she puts her trust into a lot of people, and it ends up backfiring on her because she don't think a lot of things through. These are all the things that we don't see in the background. I mean, this are all the things that we don't see that's going on in the background. And it caused her to have a rift between people that she sees as her family members, or her relatives, or friends that she look at as family and stuff like that. Okay, so we have irresponsible. And then we have baby mama drama at the bottom. she made an investment in something here, waiting for something to grow. Okay, but something here that she did, like, whatever this is that she invested in, or whatever this is that she waiting to grow, I kind of feel like it's not, she could be seen as being irresponsible, okay? Because she's waiting for her investments to grow. So she's basically balancing, like, motherhood, trying to balance motherhood and trying to balance financial working and all that. Okay, even though she has the support, there's people in her corner that she's trusting, that's, you know, fucking her over here. Okay, so it's like now they showing her as like the irresponsible one, or that she's showing up like her actions of being irresponsible. Okay, and that she's, you know, a problematic child's mother and this and that and the third or whatever. So this is the drama. This is what she has to deal with. Being told that she's irresponsible, you know, as far as when it comes to her parenting or whatever the case may be. But she's trying to invest. It's like she's trying to spend this. She's trying to spend it in a certain kind of way. Where she's profiting off of it, which she is, actually. But that's how she's profiting. Here, tell me about this Emperor. Okay, we met at work, Emperor. So yeah, she could have met him at work. This is the I feel like this could be like a male figure who she's working with, or whatever the case may be, who she's getting close with, or something like that. Here, she's getting close to somebody who she's working with. An emperor. This is a boss, somebody who has the power to do something. Okay, somebody who she working with. They could have been dishonest here. And this person could be a single father, or this could be her child's father, like I said. This could be her child's father. So, I don't know what else to ask y'all, because I feel like I did a lot of digging into, like, just draining, like, from her emotional state, as far as, like, when she was pregnant and stuff like that, and what's going on in the background. Let's just see, like, where her career is heading, like, as far as, let's see, like, where her career is heading as far... Oh, let's see what her family dynamic is, like, with her siblings. Well, I've seen that. She has support with her siblings and stuff. They do support her and everything like that. So she do have some of them that support her and stuff. Let's see her... where her career is going. That's what I really want to see, because that's, you know, the focal point of her income. Let me see what how will her relationship be with her child's father and his family. Okay, so we have 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles. The Devil is at the bottom. Okay, so it's toxic over there. Okay. It's a toxic situation over there with her child's father and her family. She holds back from them. She feels like they selfish, or she really pulls back from them a lot with that situation here. I kind of feel like some of them may express some type of love to her, or she may express like that she fucked with them, or whatever the case may be. Or whenever she do that, things become stressful and things like that when it comes to that situation. And then she ends up being abandoned from, you know, the family and stuff like that. So I feel like she holds back a lot from them. Like I said, she do want to express some type of love or something to them, or she do want to be in an energy where, you know, it's a loving type of energy between them and stuff. But it's kind of like stressful, and then she end up back at step one. Okay, being left, feeling abandoned, or feeling like unsupported by them, or whatever the case may be. It's just really, it's a toxic situation. It's very stressful over there. Let's see, what is this? Okay, so we have star-crossed lovers in reverse. Yeah, she pulling back because from the family, because she don't feel like her connection with the child's father like is really strong. So this is the reason why she's like pulling back or holding back from them, because of the connection between her and the child's father. Yeah, she's not really communicating with the family over there like that. She's barely communicating them, and they need to have some type of effective communication. Somebody is trying to control the narrative, or she feels like somebody is controlling the narrative, or she's controlling the narrative, or she feels like somebody is like being a puppet, or somebody is being a puppet. It's like somebody is trying to control the whole situation, or whatever the case may be, or this is her way of gaining control of the situation by not really communicating. But there needs to be some type of like effective communication in the situation here. But she's not really communicating with them because her and the child's father aren't together. Okay, this is the star-crossed lovers in reverse. So she's not really dealing with them like that. Okay, she's not really communicating with them like that, or stuff like that here. Let's see. Okay, so we have being stood up in reverse. Yeah, so I kind of feel like every time she tries to, I feel like she wants to express some type of love, like I said, some type of loving gesture to the family, show some type of appreciation, or every time somebody from the family show us some type of appreciation, or whatever the case may be, I feel like she ends up feeling disappointed, like it never comes through, or the situation never come through. Like, say if she was supposed to meet the father, okay, let's say she was supposed to meet the grandmother of the child, or whatever the case may be, and she's like showing like some type of appreciation or something like that, and never, like, the meetup never happened, or like they talk all this loving shit, like they talk this, like when they communicate, they express that they really, you know, that they want to be on a good foot and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be when they do communicate. But it don't never fall through. Like, it don't never go the way that they communicate, pretty much, like that. It's always going a whole different type of way. Okay? When it comes to that situation. So one person is feeling hanging, like either it's Krishan on one side, she feeling like she's, you know, not, they standing her up or leaving her out in the cold, or it's the family members, they feeling like, okay, well, this meetup ain't go well, or, you know, this is all I'm going to get, or whatever the case may be, or some shit like that is going on. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so moving to a new state. So it could be stressful because she could be moving around a lot. Okay, bouncing around a lot. Or like I said, the family could be in like different places. So it's like really stressful, having a lot of anxiety, going from this state, that state, this state, that state. You know, moving around, traveling around a lot. Okay. So that's like another issue that's going on around here. So this could be like another reason why, you know, what this is with this family dynamic. This is just a communication issue, really. From what I can see, that's why they pull back or hold back or whatever. It's not that she don't want a relationship with the child's, with the other side of the family, or she don't want the child to have a relationship with the other side of the family. It's just a lot of stress, her moving back and forth, her going here, her going there, bouncing here, bouncing there, or this how the family is seeing this, or whatever the case may be. They say like every time they reach out, or every time she reach out, the plans don't ever go through the way that it's supposed to go through. Like one person could be waiting for her to come to bring the baby and she don't, or she could be waiting for them to come to pick up the baby or come to see the baby and they don't. Like shit like that is going on, and it's just a lot. Yeah, and then we have alcohol with abandon. So yeah, so that's leaving somebody to feel abandoned. Okay, drinking a lot. Somebody's feeling abandoned because feeling left out in the cold. Okay, and then drinking a lot because of it. But whoever it is that's doing all this drinking, they need to save money. Somebody could be an alcoholic, okay, in the family, and that could be another reason why. That could be another reason why nobody is on the same page as far as like communication and why they're not in like perfect harmony or whatever the case may be. But it looks like somebody is going to continue to be abandoned or being left out in the cold or shunned due to alcohol activity, or because somebody is under the influence of alcohol, or because they always drinking. And then we have getting high too. And then we have deadbeat daddy as well. And then we have blended family. And then we also have ex-wife and abusive child. So these are the certain situations that's going to continue to arise and come up. You know, somebody makes somebody feel low and making them feel abandoned or left out because they bringing up alcohol issues. They bringing up, you know, somebody getting high. You know, they bringing up, you know, abusing the child, and they bringing up, you know, deadbeat daddy issues and stuff like that. They continue to bring up these issues, and these are the issues that they need to close out, and these are the cycles that they need to close out here. They bring up the negative stuff, okay, from the mother. Like, this is the mother here. So they bring up the negative stuff from the mother, that the mother is doing, or the toxic things that the mother is doing. And the mother in the situation could be Krishan, or it could be her, you know, her son's people on that side, like that. But the toxic things is always being brought up. Instead of them, you know, then they talk about the ex-wife or exes and stuff like that. It's like all the negative shit is being brought up instead of them blending the family together. Instead of them blending the family together and having effective communication, they don't do it. So the thing is that until the communication, they have to communicate better in the family dynamic, as far as like with her, the child's father side of the family. They really have to communicate a lot better. They have to do better with that communication in order for them to be able to be successful and thrive and actually blend the family together. I kind of feel like they talk about this, you know, but then other shit come up, you know, past shit. And I feel like all that stuff is people past shit. It could be stuff that they currently doing, but at the end of the day, they human beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to be a complete perfect person. But I feel like all of these things comes up. Like, oh, you're a deadbeat. Oh, you get high. Oh, you smoking. Oh, you drinking. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. And it's not going to do anything but just cause a rift. Like, and cause somebody to be shut out or feeling abandoned. Instead of actually really blending the family like how it's really supposed to be. So it's just enough of a bunch of devil energy getting in the middle of this shit. So how many times did we see this devil pop up? So let's talk about her career. So we talked about her issue with her family. With the child's father family. She has support with her family. I did hear in the media that her and her family had fallen out. But that could have been what I seen when I was saying it was people that she trusted, that she put her trust into, that it backfired on her. That's stuff that you don't see in the background. That she trusted some people and it just didn't go the way that she thought it was going to go. They turned on her or whatever the case may be. Let's see what's going on with her career. Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands. 3 of Wands. 3 of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, good. So it looks like she's going to be getting a pretty penny. At the bottom is the page of Knight of Pentacles. So slow and steady wins the race. She don't have to rush when it comes to her making some type of money. Or whatever the case may be. Yeah, things are going to balance out for her. She's going to be just fine. And this is her and this Queen of Cups energy. Okay, things is going to be just fine for her. She's going to be okay. Yeah. She's going to be just fine when it comes to her career. You know, things may be taking off slow, maybe moving a little slow, as she's not getting the abundance that she's been, you know, wanting, but it's coming in. It's coming in slowly by surely. Now, it looks like she is sticking in there. Like I said, she's still thugging it out. She's still doing it. She didn't throw in the towel yet, because it could have been times where she was like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this shit no more, or whatever the case may be, but she's already in the media. So she's going to thug it out, bruised and all, with her battle wounds and all that shit. She's not really giving a fuck about what a lot of people say. She's continuing to looking at, she's going to continue to move forward here and look at the future ahead here. Okay, she is going to have a lot of disappointments, a lot of setbacks, a lot of hurts and pains throughout the situation as far as like her career, but she's going to come out on top. And she's going to be abundant. Like, she's going to be fucking a rich bitch, okay? A real rich bitch, okay? But it's slow and steady wins the race. You know, she don't need to rush, okay? Her progress. She needs to take the progression slowly, okay? Moving forward towards getting this big, you know, being the boss, okay? Let's see. Okay, yeah, so I kind of feel like she's going to be asking for forgiveness or something like that. So she is going to forgive herself for something or ask for forgiveness when it comes to a certain situation in her career. Okay, she will be making apologies. She will be asking for forgiveness when it comes to a certain situation. And I kind of feel like it's because of her family. Like I said, she say single family home, but this is so she could take care of her home. Like, this is her finances and stuff like that. So this could be that new shit that I was saying in the media that was going on with the network and stuff like that and all that stuff. And I really do hope that she go back to that network, because I'll tell y'all what I think. What I think should have happened, instead of her leaving the network and stuff like that, and with her and her sister and everything like that, I feel like her and her sister should have went in that motherfucking house at the bad girl's house, and they should have been shutting shit the fuck down in that bitch. Like, I feel like that's how it should have been, but Krishan really should have been making those moves while she was pregnant. But I feel like I said, we seen it in the middle. Like, she needed to get some money. Like, she needed to do something like that because whatever was going on with her child's father, it was rocky, and she couldn't really rely on him. She had to rely on herself for financial means. So she couldn't really rely on him too much based off of what he was doing, outside of that. But she, or whatever he had going on, but but I feel like, based off of the new shit that I'm seeing or whatever, like her and the sister, they should have went in that motherfucker together, taking over that motherfucking house, shutting that shit down. Like, people will go and watch that shit. Like, I'm trying to tell you, if the guy Lemmy, if he ain't think he was making no money, shit, if them two would have just went in the house like that, it would shut shit down, man. This motherfucker would have been making way more fucking money than what the fuck he making. Like, I'm just saying, like, he already making money because he got a lot of shit going on. But that shit would have been so entertaining. People would be paying hella shit to see that. Like, it just would have been epic. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should have just went into the show together, her and the sister, and shut that shit down. Like, fuck all these hoes. We running this shit. Okay, because sisters do that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really get into, like, family sister shit and this and the third, because they get into it. Like, I have 2 daughters. I know. They argue all the fucking time. Like, they argue 1 minute and then 3 or 4 hours later, they fucking talking again. You see what I'm saying? They do this shit consistently all the goddamn time. So it annoys me because I don't have any sisters. But it annoys me because I see them doing that shit and it irks me. But I'm like, okay, they're going to make up, and they always do. So that's that family shit. But they should have went in that bitch and shut that shit down. You see what I'm saying? Like, it should have been them 2 against all them bitches. Or like something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how it should have been. But yeah, that's just my opinion of the whole situation. But I feel like this has something to do with that network or whatever the case may be. I feel like she will be apologizing to them due to the fact of her household sake, like to gain stability or keep some type of stability going, within her household, so that she can continue to make money or whatever the case may be. So she going to bite her pride or whatever the case may be. She feeling wounded right now about that whole situation, or she's feeling like her back is up against the wall, when it comes to opportunities and stuff like that, as far as like her career. But she still got drive, she still got motion. She's still keeping things going, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like she will be apologizing in the situation just for the sake of, her family, her household, to keep like stability and stuff like that. So she's still maybe going back to the network. I'm going to actually clarify that at the end, but I want to see. I hope that she do. But yeah, let's see. So we had mood swings. Yeah, so this was going on. She's in her feelings. She's having different mood swings, so she's venturing off to other things. Okay, taking action, looking at other opportunities, looking at other things here. So this is pretty much what's going on here with her career and stuff. It's like she's looking outward to other things and different things like that because she's having mood swings. She's having problems like, issues with her temper and shit. And, she's, here, there, emotions all over the place. She a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? They do that shit. I'm trying to tell you. I live with, my father is a Pisces. My mother is a fucking Pisces. My brother is a Pisces. My godmother is a Pisces. Like, one of my favorite cousins is a fucking Pisces. Like, I know these motherfuckers. Like, I'm trying to tell you. I know they asses. Them motherfuckers is, woo. Okay? I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, yo. So, listen. She having mood swings right now. So, this is why she's moving into, or pivoting into other directions. Okay, to try to find work or something like that here. Yeah, but she's very empathic. Look, she's a Pisces. She's very empathic. She feels a lot of people's emotions around her. So let's say if she's on a baddie set or something like that here. Now, I understand like people saying control your emotions and do this and do that and blah, 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 whatever the case may be. But she can feel, she's a Pisces. So she can feel and she's a female, so she's more intuitive, and she's heightened because she's a Pisces. Like, it's, look it up. Y'all don't gotta believe me. Like, Pisces, they have like this fucking, they have this they just really emotional, and they pick up other people's energy and shit. So she picking up all these different people's energies around her. Like, she trying to like hone her energy in and be chill, to be cool, but she's picking up on this shit and she's picking up on that shit, and it's just a lot. So this is a whole emotional thing that's going on right here. You know, this pretty much what's going on right here. So this is why she's seeking other things, due to attitudes, people attitudes, her attitude is just picking up other people's energy and shit like that. Okay, that's what's pretty much what's going on with her, like inside when she's on the set. That's probably why when I seen like one clip the other day when she was talking about they demonic and this and the third, it's what she's feeling. Like, it's probably not them per se that's demonic, but it could be like the energy of the people that is on set, that she's actually feeling that energy, you know, like that. But the way that she's expressing it is in that type of way, which, you know, emotions, mood swings, stuff like that. But I feel like she will be apologizing for it because, you know, due to for the stability of her house and her family and stuff like that. Okay, so we have 2 women and 1 man. So yeah, she's not putting up with third party situations anymore. Okay, so when she does work, or if she, let's say if she works with like her child's father again or something like that, she's not putting up with no third party situations or no third party relationships. She's not doing no shit where she's fighting over motherfuckers or this and that and the third. Like, she's separating herself from that type of energy. Okay, she's not trying to be in the energy where she's fighting for somebody or she has to compete for a person's love and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like this was like a huge thing that could have been like really hurting her in her career, because she was feeling hurt and pain about the whole situation with her child's father. Mind you, he was the focal point of all of this. Like, he's been the focal point for her for so long, you know, and emotionally it took her a while to separate that from her day-to-day, you know, so that she could be stronger inside, for herself and her child, and for her to be able to make money. You know, else she would still be out there doing half the shit that she was doing. Like, you see her trying to make a change or trying to make a difference or something like that, you know, like that. So she is like, she's not going to be put in a position where she's fighting for somebody's affection or something like that here. Yeah, unhealthy relationships, unhealthy friendships. So I kind of feel like stuff like that where she has to be put in those type of positions, I feel like she's going to be breaking free from that type of stuff. Yeah, because she wants like a well-balanced connection. Okay, but I kind of feel like that type of stuff needs time. That needs time for it to grow, or whatever the case may be, when it comes to like her relationships. And this is her dealing with people that she's like either on set with or working with, streaming with and stuff like that. Like, it seems like she's breaking all of her connections that she's dealing with the people, but it's unhealthy friendship. So it's like, not to say they are unhealthy, but you know how everybody just have their own ways and everybody just have their own shit. And it's just her putting her emotions too much into those people. Like, let's just say the Zeus, the one that owned the Zeus company or whatever, the network. And she put all of her stuff into him, like you know, thinking that he was going to do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah for her. But she has to understand, like, he's a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to do certain things that he's going to do, that he has his certain ways that he has that she can't really control. You see what I'm saying? Like, she can't control the people that she's working with or that she's working for, because the people, they are who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's either she learned how to maneuver within those settings, dealing with those type of people. Okay, like, that's something that she has to work on, or that's something that she's working on, or this is something that she needs to work on in order for her to be successful. Everybody is not going to be, people are always going to disappoint. That's the thing that she needs to understand. So she goes into situations with rose-tinted glasses. Y'all don't think that she do, but she do. Even though she's hip and smart in certain things, she still goes into it with rose-tinted glasses due to her emotions and, you know, what she's hoping to expect out of a situation. And when the situation turns bad or don't go the way that she expected because the person showed them who they was, you know, or showed their side or whatever, you know, that's when the situation becomes a benefit. But she just needs some time to grow. I kind of feel like she will be making, like, she could repair these connections with these people, okay, to make healthy relationships or healthy connections. Or she can build new connections with other people or whatever the case may be. It's all in her networking. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's going to be doing that anyway. She does that, but it's all in her just networking and making phone calls and stuff like that. But that's just something that she's been going through, like, within her career, as far as, like, meeting people and getting caught up with people. And they do something that she don't like, or do something that, you know, that she don't really agree with. And, you know, people have their own ways. You know what I'm saying? You can't change this person's ways. You can't change that person's ways. You know, it's how you choose to work around them and how you choose to maneuver around them to get the money. That's pretty much what that is in networking. You know, that's pretty much what this is, and this is what she needs to learn. But she gets heartbroken and she gets in her feelings about it because she feels like, damn, I was close with this nigga. I was close with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe that they did this to me. They did that to me. But people was going to do shit. You feel me? And she got to learn how to not take it so personal like that, is what I'm saying. That's something that she has to learn on or work on as far as, like, with her career. Because there's a lot of that going on within certain areas of her career, or that will go on in certain areas of her career that she needs to maneuver or whatever the case may be and deal with. That's how she has to work on that. Let's see. This Ten of Pentacles, though. So she's going to be very successful. Okay, the player. So I don't know if she's going to get a show where she's the player, okay? But I feel like she's going to be real successful. She could probably get on a show where she's like, but she the one calling the shots and shit. Yeah, single mom with one child. Ain't that her? Single mom with one child, the player. So yeah, I kind of feel like she's going to play her cards right. I feel like she is. And it look like she's going to be successful with this Ten of Pentacles. Like, she's going to end up getting a lot of money. As far as, like, her career, like, she's going to be very abundant. Like, she's playing the role. She's playing her role right. She's doing what she needs to do. As far as, like I was saying, people trying to call CPS on her and stuff, and they wonder why this ain't working and that ain't working. It's because, why is she trying to get people kids taken away from them and ripping them apart? Like, that's only going to bring her down even more if that was to happen. Like, let's just think about that realistically. That's only going to bring her down even more and drag her into some type of, like, depressive state. Like, she's just rebuilding herself emotionally and spiritually, you know, and confidently and stuff like that, and building her confidence and stuff. You know, trying to build the identity away from her child's father, you know, and trying to let that be the focal point of her life. And now, you know, now that she's doing that, it's like, oh, well, we're gonna rip your child away from you. Like, what kind of evil shit is y'all on? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like she doing no fuck shit to the baby. Like, the baby is always around support system. She's being supported, you know, with the child. Nobody's really speaking on it a lot, but that's what y'all didn't see in the background. You know, she has support. She has a lot of siblings. I don't know how many she actually really got, but it said up to 10 siblings or some shit. So she got a group of them motherfuckers. And I'm pretty sure that she's not falling out with every single one of them. You know, so that's just that. What else do we need to see here before I wrap it up? Because I'm I feel like I said enough on her. We have the Ace of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles. I mean, Eight of Wands, sorry. Queen of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Star here. At the bottom is the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, opportunities coming for her. So she's definitely going to get some type of opportunity extended towards her for some type of like work or money or whatever the case may be. She's always going to be able to get money. Okay. I kind of feel like some type of offer or something is definitely going to come to her after she lost something or after some type of sense of regret. Okay. Or after she feels like a sense of like sadness or something like that here, an offer is definitely going to be made to her. Yeah, we have Snow White, Ace of Wands. So she's still got motion. Okay, she's still going to pursue her passions. She's still going to pursue her dreams, even when people try to tear her down. And Snow White, the evil queen, kept coming for it, kept coming for it, kept coming for it. You feel me? The bitch even gave her a poisoned apple and put her to sleep. And guess what? Her prince had kissed her and she was living happily ever after. So it was like she sent so many people after her, the huntsman. You know, she kept coming for real, but she's still gonna be persistent. You know, so she has the drive. She still has motion. She's still gonna be persistent. Even when, you know, somebody is coming for her or coming after her, she's still going to figure out a way to get around that shit and get out of that shit, okay? So there's a lot of people coming for her, but she gonna be standing on top, okay? As she did have a support system. This one, Snow White, she had a support system. The 7 dwarves, they supported her ass. The animals supported her, okay? So not only did she have people that's physically supporting her and helping her, you know, she has God supporting her as well. So she's going to be good. She's always going to pursue what it is that she wants to pursue. She's always going to have motion. She's always going to be relevant here with this Ace of Wands. You know, whether she lying to people about shit or she's not, okay? She's still going to be relevant. Okay, so we have 2 to 4 siblings here. So she do keep in contact with at least 2 to 4 of her siblings. Okay, like I said, that's communicate with her or whatever. Yeah, who she feels good energy around. Who she feels like she can leave her son around. Okay. Or who she had good energy with growing up since childhood. So it's at least 2 or 4. Between up to 4 of them that she feels, you know, comfortable with leaving her child around and you know, that's been around her since her child was a baby, and, you know, that's been supporting her and helping her, that she feels good energy around and stuff like that. Okay? Okay, yeah, so she need to pick a side when it comes to a certain situation. It's a choice that she needs to make, and she needs to get her emotions out of it, and she needs to choose. It's either going to be this or that. So she's on the fence with something here that she's like trying to go through, or whatever the case may be. And it's either pick this or pick that, and she has to keep her emotions out of it. With the Queen of Cups coming in reverse, like I said, she's very emotional. Okay, if anybody deal with her, they'll know she's emotional. She'll pop off on you in 1 second and be happy and laughing at you in the next second. That's them fucking Pisces. I'm trying to tell you, that's what they do. Okay, that's exactly what the fuck they do. I know them. I know that zodiac sign because I grew up with them, and that zodiac sign, I know. But whatever she's doing is like, I don't know her per se, but I know her zodiac sign. Okay, and I'm pretty sure she operate like the rest of the motherfucking Pisces. Okay, so she, yeah, like I said, she has new ideas and new things like that, and she's going to definitely be explorative. She got motion. She always going to have ideas, and she has people that's backing her up to make these ideas come into fruition. Another thing about Pisces is they come up with these fucking ideas like it ain't nothing. They come up with these ideas. They do. They actually really good innovators. Like, they really good people to work with business-wise and stuff like that, if you can deal with their fucking emotional state, like, truthfully. Yeah. If you can deal with how wishy-washy they be, you'll be able to be good with the Pisces, because they'll come up with an idea quick. And if you're the type of person who got money to back it, yeah, y'all gonna be good to go. But she has some type of decision or something that she needs to make, okay? Where she needs to keep her emotions out of it. She has to make this decision. It has to be a non-emotional decision. But people was watching her, okay? And this is the thing. It's like she's trying to make a decision whether she's going to do this or whether she's going to do that. But she has people watching her. Okay, she got a lot of people watching her, but she's in the media, you know what I'm saying? That's her job, you know, so it's like she's being forced to make a decision, or she needs to make a decision, but there's a lot of people influencing it that's being nosy in the media, okay? And she needs to just keep her emotions out of it and make whatever the decision is that she needs to make without the noise of the people in the background. Okay, or fuck boys. Okay, or people that's being abusive to her. Alright, she needs to just break free from that shit. Okay, break free from it. Yeah, this has something to do with her sisters as well. Less than 4 siblings. So it could be less than 4 siblings, and it look like it's sisters that she's not getting along with, or something like that here, that she needs to break free from, or forgive, or talk to, or some shit like that. There needs to be some type of understanding or something that's surrounding that, and it has something to do with some type of abuse. It says abusive father, so it could have been like a father who abused him, or some type of, you know, father figure, or just some type of abuse, period, okay? And issues dealing with fuckboys. Like, these are just the things that she needs to make decisions about, that she needs to keep the media, like the media's opinion, out of it, and her emotions as well. Okay, so we have Hogwarts Kitchen Witch. So I kind of feel like as she gets higher and higher into her career, or as she gets higher into destiny, to her destiny here, or as she gets more and more into her faith, it's somebody here that's doing something here in the background, spiritually, like witchcraft on her, or causing something, doing some demonic shit in the background here. And this is as she's going more towards faith, as she's going more towards her calling, as she's being pushed more towards healing and stuff like that. It's something in the background, somebody is doing in this background. They doing this shit intentionally. She probably don't even know this. Yeah. It's somebody from her childhood that's doing this to her that she had let go. So it's somebody from her childhood that's doing like spiritual work on her. And she needs to reverse that. Or, I mean, I don't know how to do that, but it's somebody that as she gets higher and higher in fame, or as she going towards her destiny or something like that, it's somebody that's doing witchcraft on her or spell work with somebody. It's somebody from her childhood, somebody that she knows, somebody who she put to the back burner or let go. So I'm not sure if she knows that that's what's going on, or that's, I don't know if she feels like she's under spiritual attack or something like that. She could feel it, but that's what that is. And whoever that is that's going against her under spiritual attack is a person that she knew growing up. She probably knew this person well, and she stopped dealing with this person or let them go as she became famous, or as she or something like that here. But she just need to hold her head up with confidence, okay? And not be afraid to go towards what it is that she need to go towards. That's all. Is there anything else that we need to see before I close this out? Because I'm tired of talking about this now. I feel like I said what I needed to say. I'm actually glad I did the reading. So we had plumb bob appointment. Okay, girlie, you getting yourself some action, giving you a gift. Okay. And fuckery, yeah. So she could be dealing with some fuckery in the media, or whatever the case may be, about her sexual life or her romantic life. Okay, or her getting some type of gift or something from somebody that's going to come out. She could have been sleeping with somebody or whatever the case may be, and she could have gotten something from them or whatever the case may be, and it's going to be, people was going to try to clown her about it or whatever the case may be, but yeah, I mean, that's her own shit. You know, she allowed to have a personal life. She's grown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but whoever this person is, they're going to be all in it with her. So she is going to get somebody who she's all in it with. This person's going to spoil her, give her gifts, okay? This person's going to be in it with her. And I kind of feel like this is going to be the first time she'll know who this person is, because this is going to be the first time that she feels like she, yeah, I love you. I'm team you. Like, this could be the first time that she feels like somebody that she felt in a long time, like since Blue. But I don't know if this is him or this is another person, but she's going to really fall for this person. She's going to love this person. They're going to love her back. It's going to feel like real love between the two of them. Yeah. And he's going to be spoiling her. They're going to be talking on the phone here. And it could be an age difference between these two people as well. It could be an age difference between whoever her and this person is. But they was divinely guided to be together. Okay? And they could have had met through her sister. Okay? They could have had met through her sister. Or somebody that she'd look at as a sister. Somebody, whoever the person is that they met through or something like that, they is in the same sex. So her sister could be in the same sex relationship, could have hooked her up with whoever this person is that she connected with or whatever. That's going to be the person that she's going to be in love with next or something like that. if she gets into a relationship with somebody. Or somebody's sister, or this could be confirmation somebody's sister is in a same-sex relationship. Or her sister or somebody that she knows sister, their sister. But nonetheless, she divinely guided towards whoever this person is. And it's an age difference between them. Yeah, and the motherfucker got money. You see what I'm saying? He got money. Mr. Scrooge. And he said, I'm waiting for you. I kind of feel like whoever this is, she's making this person work for it. Or she's making them earn it because she's learning her lesson in relationships now. So she'll be learning her lesson in relationships and not just give everything that she needs to give to a man. That she's going to make this man work for it and earn it. I feel like she did that with her baby father. She gave it to him, and didn't make him earn it. And that's how he ended up doing all that shit to her for real. But whoever this person is, they're going to have a soul connection, or they're going to be spiritually, they're going to have a deep soul connection, whoever this is that she's going to be connected with. I don't know if it's her child's father or if this is somebody new, but this is definitely somebody who she's guided to have this relationship with. And whoever, it's going to be some jealous people in the background. You know, it's going to be a lot of people that's jealous of this relationship when she do come out with it. But she needs to have, she's so soft-hearted. She really do have a good heart. But she just need to stay in that energy, okay? And not go overboard or whatever the case may be when it comes to the situation. So, I don't know what else to say or what else to ask. I didn't ask a lot of questions. I didn't look deep into the situation. So a lot of stuff that the media was saying and stuff like that, I feel like, you know, they threw that little spin on shit. She threw her little spin on shit. It's just a lot of shit, but these cards don't lie. I know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm reading these cards. So yeah, that's the energy, y'all. Hopefully y'all got something from this. If she watch, hopefully she gets something from this shit too. Or whatever the case may be, especially some of the warnings that I was picking up here for her, or whatever the case may be. But yeah. Go ahead and like the video, drop your comments, and I'll see you in the next one.